Hey guys, so I've received my Heavies headphones for Metalheads a couple of days early. So I'm going to do a quick unboxing, and I'm going to do a audio comparison between the headphones that I have on hand and use fairly often. So I have a pair of Sony WH-1000 XM3s that I got a couple of years, probably 4 years ago. I use these on all my flights, anytime I need wireless headphones, so usually with my phone, or for meetings because of the noise cancellation. So I will be comparing it very heavily against these, since these are very comparable. I'm going to set these aside. I also have a pair of focal Elegias. I got these through Adorama on sale for about $300. These MSRP around $900. They sound wonderful. They're easy to drive. These are very, very fun headphones that I use listening to my Zune, my MacBook Pro while I'm at work. They are closed back, so they do good noise isolation. And then my heavy hitters at home, the Hyphaman HE6SEs. These are open back. These are like having speakers on your head. These take a lot of power. These are the main reasons I have a shit Jotunheim and a Bifrost. That way I can get the best sound fidelity out of these. I got these for about $450. These MSRP for around $1,600. You can regularly get them on sale for around $500-600 at Adorama, and I believe at a couple other sites. But these are amazing. They just need a lot of power to drive, and not just for loudness, but a lot of current, so that you can hear everything with good detail. Okay, now I'm going to get to the unboxing. I have not opened it yet, so we're going through this together. Let's see how the Heavies packaging has shifted, because I know originally it was looking like foam. There's no foam. It is a double layered cardboard box. Not exactly what I would expect over foam. But there's the Heavies box. It's got some labeling and information on the bottom. H1H wireless closed back headphones from Heavies.com, designed and engineered by Heavies in Germany, made in China. A couple of battery information. Impedance of 42 ohms if you're wiring it. Battery is 3.7 volt, 880 milliamps, 3.26 watt hours. And then just general certification information and whether you can recycle it or not. So let's open this up. Man, that was really tightened down when they got that tape on there. Cut through parts of the box to get that open. Oh, okay. There's a pull that's hidden behind the tape. So, if you guys want to avoid having to do that, there is a pull you can cut behind, hidden behind the tape, so you can pull that out and open it. Would have been nice if they hadn't taped over that. Original backer certification. Letter from Axel Grell. I'll read that later. Asking for reviews. A user guide. Important notice using the shells when you want to switch or replace them, letting you know to do it right. Spare loose foam. And the Heavies themselves. Looks like we also have the USB cable that's included. And then the headphones only lock into position. Heavies branding. Heavies branding again on the side. I do miss the original lined art that was indented. I wish that had remained. Heavy's iconic logo there. And yeah, the outer shell, I feel like that's going to get caught on stuff. But these are, I believe, to make it so it's easier to pull off and replace the shells. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Let's see, left and right. So left and right are marked inside the ear cups. And you can see the tweeters there on the right and on the left. And on the left you have off and pairing. USB for charging, and I believe that is also for the pass-through. On the opposite side you have the aux in, off, on, and HB, which I believe these are the different noise cancelling modes. Volume control, I believe, is this small dial, and there is a forward and back button here as well. And that is it for physical and dealing with the unboxing. I did not get a case, clearly. I wanted my headphones, and when I pack them, I'm just going to pack them in whatever I have. But if I had to compare, the case that I saw online will fit these fairly well. I'd have to see it in hand, but a comparison I can give, the Sony headphone case has a little guide in it for how the buttons work on it. But it folds very flat, fits very nicely in your bag, and has all of your cables for airplane travel, for audio direct connection with 3.5, and for charging the headphones. The Focal Elesias have a much bigger case because they do not fold. Very well designed and protective. Even though it came with a very terrible rubbery cable. I have replacement cables, so I don't use these. But it's a very nice case to protect an expensive purchase. So it gives you a comparison and what comes with certain headphones. My Hyphamin headphones did not come with any case either. They did come with a foam insert in the box that you can use as a headphone stand. So that's a comparison of things you get with different price level headphones, where they're putting their money, whether it be in the headphones, packaging, or accessories. I will come back with a review once I've listened to these for a bit. Okay, so to follow up on some initial listening, as well as other things that I found while playing around with them. This is a 2.5mm to 3.5mm adapter. Cable slot. I do not have a cable for this, so I cannot test it. The USB-C, however, the cable that it comes with is only a charger. Will not run audio. Thankfully I had another cable on hand, so I was able to test how that sounds directly connected and using a direct feedback. Interestingly enough, while playing around with that on the Mac that I have at hand, I was able to go into the audio MIDI setup to see what kind of bit rates we're looking at, and you only get a 16 bit rate when using the USB-C, but when using Bluetooth you get a 32 bit rate. So and at 48 hertz on both. So you get better audio quality listening on Bluetooth, which is interesting, versus USB-C. I could not test this, so I don't know how the audio quality will be. I'll see if I can get a cable. I only ended up comparing these to my Sony WH-1000MX3s and my Focal Elesias. The Focals I tested directly connected to my Mac. They're very much a bass, like, not bass as in the sound, but a bass level recording type headphone. So everything in there is not very forward, but very flat, which gave me some good things to look at for what this was maybe heavier on versus the Sonys. What I can say is that these are very bass forward. I mean, who knew? They were designed for Metalheads. So clearly there's some sound equalization that's been set up besides having the two woofers and the two tweeters in each side. The interesting things that I can say about that versus the Sonys that I have is these are almost too bass forward. There are a couple of songs that I listened to, Through the Fire and Flames from Dragon Force, Sacred Worlds from Blind Guardian, and I also listened to a couple of other genres. I threw in some Daft Punk, like just different things to see how these sounded with bass heavy songs, not bass heavy songs, and Through the Fire and Flames very specifically, I was able to notice that there are a couple of parts of the song where the bass is so heavy it muddles over not only the singers but the guitar. That was very interesting. It's not super heavy, but it was noticeable when doing back-to-back with the other two headphones. The Elysias are not bass present really at all, so it was very easy to hear all the details of the song, all the highs, all the mids. The Sonys were a slight bass forward, so it still felt fun, but you could hear everything. These felt fun, but you couldn't quite hear all the detail, and at times it was like there was something there, but I couldn't hear it. Other things that I can tell you, this is the volume, play, pause, as well as the answer call and voice assistant button. At least the dial on the right side. The two arrows are for going forward and back. The cups are a different material altogether. Or, I'm sorry, the cap covers where the logos can be replaced are a different material altogether from the headphones. They're very, very fingerprint prone. Oil just sticks to them like nobody's business. And so they are going to remain looking dirty no matter what I do. Which I guess is a selling point for why they want to try and sell the replacement end caps of different colors and styles. This matte sort of plastic is absolutely terrible. They should not have gone with that design. They should have just used the same plastic they use on the rest of the headphone, and it would not be anywhere near as bad as this is. But yeah, sound-wise, they're fun. They're not that heavy. I don't have it pulled out at all, and they fit my head just fine. They clamp pretty well, so the noise canceling is decent. It's not as good as Sony, but Sony spends a lot more money on doing their noise canceling. They're built for a different reason. But the hell blockers, it works. I had my AC running and I couldn't really hear it. And then I had the music going after that and I definitely couldn't hear it. They have a good seal. Nice, soft, plushy memory foam ear pads, from what I can tell. But yeah, that's my initial sound sort of review on these. I'll have to give these a bit more play. I'll use them with some games and some other stuff just so I can figure out what else they might be good at. I really wish Heavies had been a lot better about their communication, because that really soured a lot of the Kickstarter backers, and especially with changes where it was just sort of last minute, oh hey, we changed this, and we didn't really tell anyone, but this is what it is going forward. Yeah, that kind of stuff would have been nice to just tell us. So we will see how this goes and how they sound. Hopefully they do well. I mean, I back them with the intent that they would do well. Listening to other genres on this, bass heavy genres, great. Not bass heavy genres, they're okay. Different headphones for different types of music, as usually is expected. It's very hard to find a one-size-fits-all. I left my Jotunheim and Bifrost out of this testing because I didn't have a way to connect this headphone up to it, and so it would not have been a fair comparison to my other headphones. That's also why I left the HE6SEs off, because if I had compared it to them, these would not compare. The HE6SEs are with good power, just high and above, but you're spending a lot of money for that. But for what I paid for these, and for what they're trying to MSRP these at, I might look at the Sony headphones used over this, or this, depending on the types of music you listen to. If you're definitely into metal and bass heavy and grunge and other stuff, then yeah, these are really good. If you like listening to other stuff, country, jazz, pop, hip hop, like, then you probably want to look at the Sonys, because it's going to give you a better range of things you can use, and they're better for flights. I will be honest. I'll have to try these on a flight, but the Sony noise canceling is better than these sitting in my room with air conditioner running full blast, which is a standing unit, so it is quite loud. So yeah, thank you for watching the video.